my husband was not raised to be a homeschooling dad. And so he believed that the way he was raised was how our kids should be educated.
Tell us about your homeschool journey and how you got started with homeschooling.
So I always felt called to homeschooling. It was always my dream to teach my children, to see them learn and just catch on to things. That's so exciting when your children catch on to things. And so I taught them as young children in preschool, preschool age. I wanted to teach them how to read and how to write, and how to read God's word, most importantly, And my husband was not raised to be a homeschooling dad. And so he believed that the way he was raised was how our kids should be educated.
Sure.
And so that was really a struggle for me. I prayed and I begged God to, change him on that, and to make him see that I was right, and it just wasn't happening. And so submission is very hard, especially when you have people in your life saying, why would you submit to your husband? And so I had to choose to listen to what the Lord said instead of what other people were saying. And I had to make the hard choice to put my kids in school. And so for the first couple of years of my older boys' education, they were in public school. And I struggled with that every day because I knew what they were being taught and what was lacking. And so we continued to do that. I even went to my pastor and I said, can you please speak to my husband and tell him, that we should be homeschooling our children? And he would say, if that's not what the Lord wants for your life, and he is telling you as the priest of your home that, it's not time to homeschool, then you just have to submit to that.
Yeah.
And that was so hard to do. That was so hard to hear because I thought, the pastor will be on my side,
Yeah.
But he was saying, no, like he's the priest of your home. And so I just prayed and I continued to pray that the Lord would change his heart toward homeschooling, but I just had to stop and be quiet and just follow my husband's lead. And so the day that he came home and said, it's time to bring them home, was an answer to prayer.
Yeah.
When you try to do something that is outside of your husband's authority in your home because he is your covering, then it's not any fun. It's a mess,
right?
And so I got to see the flip side of me really wanting something that the Lord was not leading him to at that time. The flip side of that 4 years later was that my husband was involved. He wasn't saying, I don't want to have anything to do with this. This is all on you. If you want to do this, it's all up to you. He would come in and he would, check on the kids and see what they were learning about. He was excited when they caught on to something, where they would share what they were learning with him. And then he would come in and he would teach some of, the subjects with them. So that was really exciting. It wasn't a lot, but the kids also got to go out with him after they were done with their work because we lived on a farm. And so they got to go out and participate in the farm and learn on the farm, and what a beautiful relationship that was, and the Lord was working in his heart as much as he was working in mine during those years, for him to be able to be that dad.
Yeah.
And so I just want to encourage you ladies that if your husband is resistant, just pray and ask the Lord to help you submit to your husband and whatever that is, because it's just God's way and it's better,
Yeah. Amen.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.